All right, I was just testing it right there. You're exactly in front of those trees. Cool. All right, it's actually recording right now because I was just testing.
Is it?
Yeah, and you can check it out later, and you can actually cut it up and edit and stuff. But yeah, go ahead and go.
My name is Matthew Barney. I'm coming to you for the first time in like probably 10 or 12 years or something like that. So I'm here to talk about this show's going to be called God in the Center, and I'm just here to tell right now sort of the brief history of like me growing up in the church and me struggling with different things and how life is today. So it started out, as a small child growing up in the church. Went to like Nazarenes and Baptist church, different kind of churches as a child, and Sunday school and all that good stuff. And I, learning how to pray and all that stuff to God. And I don't know. We'll fast forward into like when I was 15, I got baptized. And when I got baptized, like the devil hit me like pretty much soon as that happened. He attacked me really hard. Actually started messing around with different inhalants, huffing stuff as a child, as a 15, 16-year-old kid. I ended up actually, the preacher that baptized me, his daughter had spent the night with my sister, and we got a bunch of Mad Dog 2020 and got really drunk. So it was really weird, how all that transformed. And that's just the way my life was as a teenager growing up, just trying to find a way of escaping whatever. I don't know, running from God, I guess. Got baptized and then I fled from Him. And, I started dealing pills and whatever else, and I got in trouble with that. Parents tried to ground me, whoop me, and none of that stuff seemed to really matter too much. The dogs are in the background, so excuse the noise. They're out here swimming, having a good time. But none of that stuff seemed to really matter. I started selling drugs from age 16 on to like, I would say 25. And I experimented with everything. I mean, I didn't try heroin or nothing like that. There was a couple of things that I didn't, but I actually tried fentanyl when nobody even knew what that stuff was. My homeboy came and gave me a bag of it, and it was patches. I put 5 of them on me, and I pretty much was dead. I don't know. God didn't see it fit for me to die then, but I was passed out for 3 or 4 days, just laying there slobbering. I think I peed on myself and stuff. It was bad. So I end up, let's go to age 25. I end up going to this mission. I was in a bad spot. Everything had finally took over. Like all the devil was just trying to kill me because my sister had died. I've missed a little part of that. My sister died, and I watched there's 3 tragic things happen. My grandpa had killed himself, and I watched my cousin suffocate on his own blood in my front yard. My sister died, and so there was just a lot of stuff going on, and I was questioning God, like, God, why is all this stuff happening? And I cursed Him, and I was really fleeing from this point. I didn't want nothing to do with God at this point. So somehow my dad had talked me into going down to a rehab down in Florida, and it was a Christian rehab, and I got really into the Word of God there. I stuck my nose in it and read every day, and I became well, and I became to believe God loved me again, and I was able to understand more than I ever have. And I was actually doing some preaching videos. I was doing some preaching videos for a while. Everything was going pretty good. I got into culinary school and was doing good there. I ended up moving down here to South Alabama with the Grand Hotel, and my career was taking off. I got a supervisor job there, then a sous chef job out at the Perdido Beach Resort. During that little time, I did have a stint as a kitchen manager for Live Bait. I was like 27 years old when they gave me the reins of that place. But the alcohol and the drugs would keep coming and going during all this. And so I don't know. It's just like I've always continued to pray to God, but all that was like closet prayer stuff. So like I only really called on God when I felt like that my back was against the wall or that I could not handle what was going on. It wasn't to thank Him or nothing like that. It wasn't everyday communication. It was like when my back was against the wall, So, anyways, fast forward. Well, I'm still into this. When at Perdido Beach Resorts, I got a DUI. It was 10 years apart. I'd had one prior to that. It was almost 10 years a day. I could have got good behavior if I had been like another month away from getting it. Anyways, they stuck me in some AA classes and some court referral classes and stuff. I've already went through all that stuff. I cut a lot of that stuff out of this little story because this is just a preliminary video on. I'm going to be doing some other stuff. I'm just letting the viewers know who I am and my backstory of where I come from. So this is episode number 1. Anyways, so I end up, I don't know, I done forgot where I was at on that. I ended up, in the AA program, finally I kept going in and out even though I wasn't court ordered. And it finally got to where I caught on to it. I fell in love with some girl, and like she was a bad alcoholic, so I ended up trying to fix her. I sent her off somewhere, and then I ended up going to AA because I couldn't really afford to go to rehab again. So through all that, I found God through AA this time. Like really found Him spiritually. It's more of a spiritual thing than like going to church and the preachers preaching and stuff. They have these 12 steps, and basically 4 and 5 is where you sit down with somebody and you talk about all the resentments you have and all the bad stuff that's happened to you, and like you work it out, and you're supposed to go over it with your sponsor with like you and God, you work it out, and then you keep going on. There's different things, but that's what got me back into like actually believing in God, because like there was times that I've been fighting with God through my entire life, but all that seems to have when I got back into AA and actually stayed, then like I was able to actually get back into the church again. I've been going back to church, I don't know, 2.5 years or something like that. October 5th, I'll be sober for like, it'll be 6 years, and October 5th, if I make it to that. It's been really ups and downs through all this, but God's been there with me through it all. And I had a program to actually fall upon, and they taught me. I call it the big book, the Bible for Dummies, because what it is they took a very small amount of the Bible and jammed it into this 164 pages or something like that. They fit it in, and that's where the steps come from. And the dogs are really going crazy out here. They're enjoying it. But yeah, so long story short is like the AA is where I got back into the church, and that's where I've I don't know, I've just recently started reading my Bible again, and God spoke to me, want me to do these videos again. And I don't know where this is going to lead or nothing like that. I was going to do some cooking videos, but this is where it's at. God in the center right now. That's where I'm at with this. Where the dogs are really a distraction. Anyways, I don't know much else other than like that I'm better than I ever been with my spiritual connection with God. And it was supposed to have been me and another person, but I couldn't find another person where we could have like discussions and stuff with all this going on. But we'll see where all this ends up going. I just know that I'm happy to have been able to get back into this, because God took it away from me years ago because I was really deep in some bad stuff and I couldn't do the videos no more. So now my head's back clear again. And I'm able to think, and boy, these dogs are really distractions. I guess I'm gonna end with that. They're just going crazy. I can't even think no more. God bless.